Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from incubusfly.wordpress.com. Thank you for joining me today on a Saturday for the Project Share project blog hop, and this month we're doing fancy fold cards. So those who follow me will know that I don't do overly complicated cards and stuff. So this one's been a bit of a challenge. So I'm going to share with you what I've created. If you do click in the link below, there will be links to the blog post where all the other project links will be as well. So please do check them out and see what the other guys have made. And this is what I came up with. It's an idea that I've borrowed off Pinterest. There was a few different examples from different people. And this card opens up at the front and then has another sort of card inside it. So really nice, sort of sturdy card with a bit of fun in there too. So this is just a sort of a rough prototype. This is retired paper, so don't worry about the paper. I just wanted to make it first because I wanted to be confident in what I was doing. So what we're using, this was just a mock-up. So we've got Snowman Season and the coordinating snowman builder punch to do some stamping and a little bit of decorating. We're also going to use some of the Snowflake Splendor designer series paper. So we're going to use both sides and work together on that. Okay, and I've also got the So Many Snowflakes dies. And I've actually already done some die cutting on here just to save some time. So I've used the two small dies here to cut some snowflakes from glitter cardstock and glimmer paper. Okay, so this is the balmy blue glimmer paper, and I hope you can see just how sparkly that is. Okay, really nice. So I did 4 of each size, so they're the larger ones, and then I've got some smaller ones here. Okay, ready to decorate. So pop those to one side. And just want to show you as well that the Stampin' Up the glitter doesn't come off, it doesn't end up all over your desk. So if you've been avoiding using glitter cardstock because of the mess, this is the stuff you need. Really great. So this is balmy blue. It coordinates with the suite of products. Okay, right, I'm going to pop him to one side for a sec. And we're going to do some cutting. So I'm going to use regular weight Whisper White cardstock for the card bases, simply because there's so many layers and it just folded down easier when I did that. So I'm going to bring in the trimmer and I'm going to cut the pieces with you, and hoping that I've measured, well, not measured, I've written down everything correctly. So we're going to cut, slide it in, so you're cutting on the long side of this piece of paper at 5 7/8 of an inch. I'm really sorry, I am an inches girl. So we're going to do that first. Then this other piece we're going to trim down to 5 3/8 of an inch. 5 3/8. That's just over, somewhere between, it's between a quarter and a half. There we are. So we just cut off that little skinny bit. So that's all we've got there. Okay. So the first piece, sorry about that, we're going to score at, sorry, we're going to trim down to 6 1/4 inches. So I need to pull out my extension on there. Hopefully you can still see that. The quarter mark is just on that grey portion, but then now we've got markings on there. That's easier to see. So I've cut that down to 6 1/4 inches, and now I'm going to score that at 4 1/8 of an inch. And this is the base card. Okay. So that piece is done. Okay. Put that there. I'm going to go back to my 5 3/8 portion. I'm going to trim that down to 7 1/4 inches. we are going to score that at 3 5/8. Okay, so those are our sort of cards cut and scored. While we've got the trimmer out, we will cut our designer series paper. Okay, so the first thing we're going to cut is at 5 3/4. Okay, 5 3/4, and we're going to cut that. I want the other side, I want this on the background, so I want this to sort of continue through my card, so I'm cutting it at 2. So 2-inch strip, and you want another 2-inch strip. And I'm trying to keep those in order, and then a 4-inch piece. We just got that part spare. So these pieces are going to be the pieces that go onto this front flap inside and then over the back of the card. So I wanted the pattern to sort of continue through, so that's those. I'm going to stack them like that so I know that they're ready to go. And then our other section, which we're going to use the snowflakes on, I'm going to cut down to 5 1/4. And we're going to do 3 1/2, 3 1/2, 3 times. So these 3 pieces are exactly the same. That's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so those are our DSP pieces for our card bases. We are going to need some more DSP. I thought we were going to get it all out of one sheet, but I have forgotten the other piece, so we'll get another piece of the paper. Ooh, which is just sat behind me. So we'll just use this piece because it's from the same pack. It should all coordinate anyway. And we want 4 pieces exactly the same. So we want a 3 and 5. We want it a 3 5/8 of an inch. Actually, that side's more interesting, isn't it? So 3 5/8, which is there. And they are 2 1/2 inches. I'm just going to push that down. 2 1/2 inches, and we want 4 of these. Three and 4. Excellent. So that, I think, is all of the trimming done. The other thing I've already done is die cut for each of the largest Stitch So Sweetly rectangles. That's the largest one, and then this is the one, it's the 3rd size down. So I've already done for each of those. If you don't have these dies, you could use the stitched rectangles, or you could even just cut your own panels to the size you want on your trimmer. Right, so these panels that we've got, the 1, 2 and 3, are going to go on that first piece of cardstock that we cut and scored. Oh, too many things on my desk. This is why I don't do complicated. So we're just going to reinforce that score line that we've already created there. And while I've got my bone folder out, I'm going to do the same on the smaller card as well. And then we're just going to adhere our designer series paper to this. So we'll start with this piece. Okay, she's going to go on the front. So you'll just have a nice little border around there. Okay, that's the front. And then we're going to move to the inside. Okay, so I want it to lie like that, so I'm going to put this one on the inside here. On the back side. So this piece is going to be mostly covered, but it does frame the inner card quite nicely, so it's worth doing. There we are. So that's our first section done, so just make sure that's nice and well burnished again, because I'm messing about with it. Okay, so that's our base card, if you like. Stick in there. Our inner card has got these 3 identical pieces in. Okay, so we'll do this one first. So again, we'll do a piece on the front and the 2 inside. So the front being on this side though, because we're sticking it in kind of backwards, aren't we? Okay. It's going to open out the other way. Okay. And then these 2 go on the inside of here. So just making sure my borders look even. The Stampin' Seal is just so nice and quick for this kind of thing. Probably should have told you at the start this was going to be a bit of a longer video, but anyway. Just making sure all those edges are nice and flat, and we'll give that another good burnish. Okay, so that's going to stick inside there. Okay, and once it's all glued together, it will open out really, really nice. Okay, so that's how that's working out so far. Okay, so we've got the bones of our card, if you like. The little panels, the other DSP panels, are for the inside of these rectangles. So if you are using different rectangles or other shapes, you could use circles, whatever, these DSP layers will have to correspond with what you have decided to use there. So we're just going to stick those down too. Oops. And the stitching on the design of these will help you line those up like so. Okay. So I'm not worrying about which order these go into, but I thought I'd bring in the purple a little bit as well. That's Highland Heather, by the way. So the colours in those cardstock, not cardstock, designer series paper. Got Highland Heather, Pacific Point, Balmy Blue, Pool Party. There might even be some Misty Moonlight in there as well. So it's a really nice set. I'm going to put this one that way round because we've got another purple bit at the top on the other piece there, just to mix it up a bit. There we go. And those are our decorative panels that we're going to use, okay? So I think we can start building up what we're going to do and then think about how we're going to decorate it. Okay, so we're going to stick this card into the middle of this one. So because this is going to be sort of opened and closed a lot, I'm going to use it, not that much usually, some wet glue for this. It's just that tiny bit stronger to make sure that that stays put, and it will also give us a little bit of wriggle room to make sure that that's centered as best we can in there, because we like centering and everything nice and neat. So I'm just going to hold that down just for a couple of seconds. Okay, so let's save that one for the front. Let's put this one down next. Okay, so I want to put this one down. So again, I'm just going to use a bit of wet glue and get this one positioned where I want it. So the those stitched rectangles, the Stitch So Sweetly, sorry, will have uneven borders, but if you've got the left and the right and the top and the bottom right, then that will be fine. But then what we want to do is stick this front one down so that it overlaps there. Okay, so I want it all to sit nice and neatly, so we'll just put the wet glue along this side, keep that closed, line up this edge, those skirts, which should be nice and easy to do because it's a nice easy shape to line up, and we'll just press that down, just keep that in place just for a few moments. Okay, so likewise with this, I want this to mirror what's on the front here. Okay, so there's a little cheat that I'm going to do. So I'm going to put just a hint of glue runner on the back of that panel and line this one up on top of it. Okay, put my glue on the back of that. Keep it in place as much as possible. It is only a tacking it in place, and then because you've only used little spits of that adhesive, it'll come away nicely. And if you've got a glue eraser, use that. You can rub it away with your finger as well. So that's a way to get those positioned. Okay, so all those panels will sort of crisscross together and look really, really nice. And the last one just needs to sit on this side, so because it's not overlapping with anything, if you eyeball it, it should be fine. Just want it level with this one. And that, my friends, is the base of our card. Okay, so what's left now is to decorate. Okay, So what I thought I would do is, for the 3 panels on the inside, we're going to have let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Okay, so we're going to use that stamp and the Pacific point to just put these in a little funky little orientation, and we're just going to jazz those up slightly. That was Pacific Point ink, if I didn't say. I can't remember if I did. And then I've got Highland Heather and Pool Party there. Bit of scrap paper. And I'm going to use these little tiny snowflakes, stamp off once, and dot those about. And we'll do it twice. But stamp off once, I think it'll be a bit overpowering if you do it straight on. And we're going to do the same with the Pool Party. So stamp off once and then add some of those in. Almost forgot to stamp off then, didn't I? Okay, so that's just cute, isn't it? Just cute. I've got stuff everywhere. Oh my gosh. Put away these ink pads. And then these can go on the inside of our card. If you wanted to leave one of the panels blank for your message or stamp something else, then obviously this is the time to decide what you want to do with that. So just put that in there. I just thought it was cute having let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. And as you might imagine, we're going to add our snowflakes to this. So I'm going to grab some glue dots because they're nice and quick. They're going to show a bit on this sample, so you may want to choose something else for yours. But this is just to show you how I'm going to put this together. Okay, so I'm going to have, may need to run out of glue dots, which means we might need to change plan anyway. Okay, so that's those ones. And we can put some here as well. Isn't that awesome? I love this Snowflake Splendor set. It's really, really lovely. And then we just need to put something on the front. And I've already stamped out my little snowman fellows in Pacific Point ink. And we're going to punch him out as best we can. Okay. So much stuff. Okay. Wasn't going to use his little hat. I'm just going to use my little jolly snowman on the front here. Put him dancing about with his little arms in the air, which I'm going to use just some wet glue just to add in there. Haven't added any colour to him, but of course you could quite easily. And just our last two snowflakes to add to the front, and that's it. It's done. So I hope that you've enjoyed that, something different from me, and that please go and check out all the other folks' projects too. And that's my card. Okay. Thanks ever so much for joining me, people, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.